ask questions, isn't it?
Hi guys, welcome. So it's Matthew again. Um, and this time we're going to be interviewing the interviewer, asking him a couple of questions before he leaves us again. So Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first question I'll be asking is, what mistakes did you make those 5 years in the UK, and what would you want to do better when you get back this time around?
5 years. All right. So first things first. It's 3 years, not
Okay,
five.
3 years. Okay.
And second thing, mistakes I made. Well, I don't regret them, just to be clear. But the mistakes I made, one, getting an apartment with a girl. Never get an apartment with a girl, because if you break up, you go from paying the rent that two people are paying to a person,
Yeah.
which becomes crazy because think about it, two people are paying the rent and then one person starts to pay the rent, so it gets extremely pricey and a bit overwhelming. Then two, I think that's the biggest thing, because then I started spending way more than my budgets, so that wasn't smart. Then two, getting an expensive car and not putting security measures on your car, because you I just thought the UK was a lot safer than Nigeria, so I never felt like I needed to put security, but I guess every country has its own issues.
Yeah.
So yeah, not getting I probably shouldn't have gotten such an expensive car, because I realized that rather than buying an expensive car in the UK, you send the money home and probably start getting a property, or you even buy the car in Nigeria when you visit. Because then the car I was spending a bit over £200 on insurance, and I was making mostly naira, so that was like 400,000 naira on insurance, not even gas, and my car was diesel, so that wasn't very smart.
Wow.
Yeah, that wasn't very smart. So, so you can get a car if you want to. I don't think it's smart, but get a car after you've gotten properties in Nigeria, because trust me, the UK is more like a marketplace. Nigeria is your home, and that is why I'm advocating that we please try and develop Nigeria, because the UK is not very sustainable. You can probably get a British citizen or a British passport, but it's never going to be your country. And the only place that is your actual country is Nigeria, because this is where your people are. You don't feel different. So yeah. And then one thing else I also did then that I wouldn't do now is, when I get there I wouldn't really socialize much, because socializing got me into a lot of trouble. There was a time I was done playing basketball and I was coming back from the basketball court, and the police were called against me because I was holding a tripod. The police lady said they thought I was with a gun. Well, they didn't say gun, they said weapon. Well,
Oh, the one in which you were searched.
they searched me.
Oh, that video you posted.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
a
a different one.
one. Bro, I've had encounters with police in the UK 4 times.
Wow.
In Nigeria, the most encounter I have is when they ask for my driver's license. But the worst case scenario was the time they saw Postinol in my car, and the police wanted me to pay them. I wasn't gonna pay them, so they took me to the station. And I called my dad, but he ended up giving them 1,000 naira. I wasn't gonna pay them because I'm not an illiterate. Like, how will I pay? Postinol is not a crime. It's post bill. And that was in Nigeria. So yeah, then so when I get to the UK, I definitely will not be socializing as much as I do here, because socializing with people here is safe. You can walk up to people here randomly on the street and it's a normal thing. It's not that deep. But over there, it's like a strange phenomenon. It's not safe, so I wouldn't be putting myself in those kind of unsafe situations anymore, because I'm trying to not die from depression and boredom, or because I'm trying to let people see that humans can approach themselves without it being creepy. Because I was reading the degrees out of seduction, and I was trying to be a form of seducer from the city. Also making people realize that a guy can approach a girl without it being creepy or being a pervert. Just approaching, hello, like it's perfectly normal. You approach girls, right?
Of course.
Bro, in the UK, it's not. It's so yeah. Then one thing I wouldn't be doing is also I'm thinking over greeting people, but that's still socializing.
Still socializing.
Talking, socializing. So so one thing I will still be doing is I will still focus on misfits because that's my life's goal.
Okay.
But one thing I wouldn't do is would be abstaining from a 9 to 5, because I've realized that when I was in the UK, I was paying a rent of 1.6, 1.7 million per month, every single month. It was insanity. Then it wasn't insanity because I felt like I was building something. I am building something, but I had so much faith in myself and in the system. And it's not that I don't have faith in myself, but the latter. And I feel like what really messed things up for me was when they stole my car. Because regardless of paying that much money, as long as I have time to focus on my company, I don't mind. But they stole my car, and then one of my backups was to sell my car off and put the money into trading.
Okay.
And then just split 50% trading, 50% misfits, or 50% trading, 50% pay my rent for a couple of time. So I had that plan, but because they stole my my plan got disorganized, and then living alone in a country where you don't have friends. I want to say much friends, but the truth is, in a country you don't have any friends, just people you talk to, just surface conversations. But they talk about shift. I don't go for a shift. I used to go for a shift, but I stopped going for a shift. So, but the most conversation is about sponsorship, and it's like a rat race to me, because what do you mean all I talk about in life is going for shifts and how to get sponsorship of papers every single day? No normal conversations. That wasn't for me. So I didn't mind the isolation, but I had plans with the money for the car. But after they stole the car, my brain got really scrambled. And because I didn't have my support system, which is living with my family, I was unable to like quickly make up a plan, and then my earnings started dropping again. So that was also very bad. So yeah, so one thing I wouldn't do is not get a 9 to 5, because I did a calculation and I spent a bit over 70 million in 3 years, converted from naira to pounds. I could have used that money to buy a house in Nigeria. I mean, not really, because like 40 million out of it was relocation in itself, my school fees, flight fee, then rent for the first few months. So that is inevitable. But the one that was evitable was me paying a ridiculous amount of rent and bills. Whereas I could have just find a way to terminate the tenancy and gotten a cheaper place. Also probably gotten a part-time job so that it can complement my earnings, which I know that sounds bad for me because I love my business, but then I've also realized that as an entrepreneur you need to sometimes adapt and increase your capacity and your capabilities, so that you don't waste your resources. Because I don't have anybody funding me, so if nobody's funding you and you are doing like a lot of funding yourself right now, then you have to plan for yourself, because if nobody right now is funding you, then you have have to be smart about it. So yeah, I will get a 9 to 5 when I go back, which is going to be in teaching, because teaching is amazing. Working with children replenishes your soul, and it also gives you insight into how to integrate into their society. So yeah, so I'm getting 9 to 5. What I did wrong was trying to not get a 9 to 5 because it was quite depressing. But then now that I'm going there for the second time, I've built a form of mental resilience, because now I know what to expect, and now I'm going to stay with my cousin. So hopefully, I hope it's going to be better than living alone, because living alone as a bachelor in a country you have no friends and the weather is always cold and you can't even just talk to people and just like gist with random people is not for the weak, especially if you're like, I want to say ambivert, which is true, because sometimes I'm introverted, sometimes I'm extroverted. And when you need to be extroverted and to just talk to people, you have no one to talk to, and you can't just be an introvert every day
all the time.
It fucks with your mental brain. Sometimes you're like, so just when you're an entrepreneur living in your apartment alone and your flatmate is also working, like everyone is just running. Sometimes I go a week without talking to my flatmate, and then sometimes I'm like, he rants, and you know that I can still talk. Or well, I make videos for my Misfit members, but before I started making content, bro, days I don't even talk at someone, like it's crazy. Trust me, you have to be there. So yeah, so now I'm better prepared to know that I should get a part-time job and also keep working on my company, and then save a lot of money, because getting a property in a country that is not your father's land is not safe. It's not safe. Even if they don't steal it, I just feel like they can wake up one morning and change their policies.
Yes.
They keep changing policies with us immigrants. Also, I need to say these things. And my cousin was talking to my dad today that, I make too much content and I say some things online that I shouldn't say. So when I go back to the UK, I'm definitely going to be dialing it down, which is bad, because then I'm betraying myself. But my mom will be 68 in a couple of days. If today is 13, tomorrow is 14, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So my mom will be 68 in 7 days, and my dad will be 69 in like 7 months and 6 months and a few days. So in as much as I want to, and I'm not saying revolution because I'm trying to fight anybody, I'm just trying to make my country better. But in as much as I want to say the unfiltered truth, my parents are getting old and there is no magic millionaire or billionaire that is going to give me funds. So I need to start thinking of my family and myself and my sister and my brother. I have a half brother. So I need to start thinking of my family and funds. But to be honest, the only truth is I will not say what I want to say. I will just not include white people in what I say. So that way I can still talk to my people the way I need to talk to my people for them to properly understand what I say, and then leave white people out of it, so that when I leave white people out of it, then I'm not crossing any lines with anybody. But I won't still fully be able to express the things I say. But I want to be extremely honest, because bro, shit is crazy. So for now, that's the best thing I've realized about content creation, and even life. You can just take things easy, step by step, and walk your way through it. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm going back very soon, I think. Or who knows? Maybe I never go back. We'll see. But yeah, so stack up money, save money, don't buy properties in the UK, at least for now, because why? You don't have in your home, why are you buying it in your stranger's house? It's like not buying things in your father's house, but you're buying things in your rented apartment. It's a bit different, but it's not that different, because your father's house, that is your father's house that he built with his money, you always meet your father's house, especially if it's your father that loves you and you're from a monogamous family. Even if it's polygamous, I'm not from a polygamous family, but I have a half brother, but it's still monogamous. But regardless, I'd rather do things from my father's house than do things in the rented apartment, because living this rented apartment made me realize a lot of things. When I was moving, and that was when I was even coming from the UK to Nigeria, all my books, sorry, I'm taking too long. All my books, and they've started making the movie The Knights of Seven Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm on episode 4.
I have the book, bro.
Really?
But I had to give it out. I have the book. Like, if you check my Instagram, I have the full book, bro. It's a beautiful book.
The one you took.
I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
My book collection is amazing.
The Mad King.
The Mad King.
Yeah, Aegon the Mad King. They showed him when he was younger. He was younger.
Yeah. When he was egg then,
Egg,
like,
yes. That's crazy.
That's just my what's his name?
Why is that coming now? Okay.
Can't remember his name anymore. That's crazy.
Duncan.
George, whatever his name is. But like,
Duncan.
and then my outliers, all my other books, and then the books I even got when I was teaching at St. Matthew's, because St. Matthew's they gave me so many books, and that's why, in as much as I would want to make this, I wouldn't want to make it, because I've realized that leave them alone. But regardless, I'm just gonna say that when I was working in St. Matthew's, there was this teacher that gave me those books, bro. She's amazing. Shout out to her. Like, she gave me so many books. Shout out to her, man. So yeah, shout out to her. But then when I was coming back, my skateboard, my basketball, my books, all my clothes, all the things I got from my apartment, from the chandelier to the lamp, to even my small lamp, to my working decks. Well, I sold my work decks and my TV, but the rest, my work decks, my TV and my chair, I sold those 3. But the rest, my artworks, my refrigerator, I even left the refrigerator in the apartment. Every other thing, my lamp.
So what did you do?
My throw pillows, donated everything.
Jeez.
Bro, everything.
So you're literally starting
at the point of doing it. Well, I am starting from the beginning, but at the point of doing it, I wasn't sad because I felt like God has a bigger plan and purpose. But after getting back, I felt like I was cheated because I don't know. Well, right now I'm not really paying, to be honest. The thing is, I'm quite detached from material things. Also, my car, I'm not sad because of my car. I'm sad because of the money that I used to buy the car, because I had a plan. So it interrupted my plan. So I hate plan interruption. So it's not the car, it's my plans. And I like that to an extent. I'm quite detached from material things. It's kind of nice because then you're not like so attached. Because when I tell people, I donated all my clothes, the only clothes I brought back from the UK were the natives I went with and my 3 suits and 1 black shirt and 1 trousers. That was it. Every other thing I had, every other thing, from my sneakers to every other thing, is donated. But yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking
pretty much it.
Okay, one more question. So speaking of money, what financial goal did you aim to achieve before leaving Nigeria over there? What financial goal did you plan on achieving? And did you get it? Did you achieve it?
Okay.
Like probably you planned in your mind that okay, you're going to achieve this particular amount of money on reaching the UK. So I'm asking, did you actually achieve that amount of money?
No.
Okay, so how do you plan on achieving it?
Well, sorry. I didn't achieve the amount of money. I achieved something, but not what I wanted, because when I got there, Netflix is different from real life. If you're going to the UK, you're traveling abroad, you know this. Oh, I'm going to the college. Oh, then we go on frat parties, and then the white girls and pumpkins and pompons and cheerleaders and all that, and you get a cool 9 to 5 job. Because I was thinking I was gonna get a cool 9 to 5 job that I could just do my own company thing. Because when I got to the UK, I was trying to work as a digital marketer. I didn't get any job in digital marketing. The only jobs I was getting were people that wanted me to walk on the road selling things to people, and then they pay you on commission based. No person or no Western person. I'm trying to filter what I'm saying. I was gonna say no white person would buy from a black man with an accent. That's just the truth. So I couldn't really sell. I couldn't even do that. So I couldn't get any job, and the other jobs I was getting were cleaning jobs, from like cleaning, like being a cleaner. So like taking care of old people. And I'm not saying taking care of old people is bad, but like care and support. Bro, I've never washed an old woman's naked body before and cleaned their bum during shit. Nigga, I did that shit.
Oh?
I did that shit.
Really, man?
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. And that's why I'm trying to develop Nigeria, because a lot of Nigerians, that's what they do in the UK, bro. Literally, bro, trust me. What most people have in the UK is paying for houses for 40 years and paying for a car for like 10 years, and then working a job that they really hate, and then waiting years to collect papers. Like, for some people that came from the bottom of the bottom and they don't have like some high goals, because I'm starting to also realize that I am probably I don't want to say an overachiever because I've not achieved it, but I am a person that actually dreams really big. So I guess it's not just a societal thing, it's also a me thing, because I see myself in a very high regard, that I think this kind of jobs, it's not that it's beneath me, I just think I have more to offer the world. Like, I have more skills that I can actually give the world. Not that I think those jobs are terrible, because at the end of the day, someone does have to do it. People have to do those jobs. And a lot of people, I went back to where I grew up as a child, and I saw a lot of people there that if they get a chance to go to the UK and work as a cleaner or as a carer, it will change the life of their generations to come. Yeah. So it's not, before I used to think it was bad, but coming back to Nigeria actually gave me a lot of exposure, because now I'm realizing that even though I lived in the trenches, or I grew up in the trenches, I lived an extremely sheltered life. Like, it's quite crazy, and I never even knew that, because I thought I came from an average family. But being average is not just money, it's about the kind of family you have and the love that comes with it. And that love made me realize that there were so many things going on in the world that I did not experience growing up. So for a lot of Nigerians, working as a carer in the UK, cleaning old people's naked body, apologies, I'm not saying that as an insult, but working as a carer, because most Nigerians do not know what that means, is a life-changing thing for them, like for a lot of people. So that's just the truth. But for me, I'm Israel. I want my nation to develop. I'm different from an average Nigerian, because I'm here teaching AI to university and secondary school students, because I feel like if they learn this thing, we can impact our generation with this thing. And I know that it might seem very little, but one thing I've learned from outliers and just reading tiny books is that there's a ripple effect. Now, Malcolm Gladwell spoke about outliers and how things, when you set one thing in motion, just one thing in motion affects something that affects something that affects something, that actually births greatness. But if that one person doesn't take that action, then those ripple effects will not occur. So that's one thing that, although deep down sometimes I feel like, dude, okay, fine, I've gotten to 1,000 students, a bit over 1,000 students. It's still quite depressing, because I did that in like 5 months. And how many students would even use these things? And then a lot of these schools you even go to, these students do not even have these tools. So it's like, am I just chasing a fairy tale? But I know that doing this alone has set something in motion. So now, sorry, the question you asked here, we all live in Nigeria, I didn't really have a financial goal, because going to the UK, most people japa. I just went there to study, if I'm being honest. And that was why, I'm not bragging, but I need to like give you guys context. That's why I paid all my fees before leaving Nigeria. And it wasn't because I wanted to pay it or because I had all the money, although I did, but it was because my mother told me, just go and study, because And that's why I said I lived a shelter life, because even when there is nothing, my parents are the kind of people that believe in total provision. And I'm not bragging. I got my first laptop when I was in SS1, and I got a PlayStation from my mom when I was in GS3, because she felt like I needed to have a video game so that I can also be happy, and it will help facilitate my child's growth, which is one thing I realized from my mother as an educator, and also from being an educator, that people think a child's growth revolves around money, but it's not. It revolves around love and that affection, and then your children seeing that you're making an effort. Because I might come here and be like, okay, fine, I was kind of privileged because my mom literally used all her entire salary to buy me a laptop. Not most parents will do that, but what stuck to my brain is not the laptop. It's the fact that my mother told me that, oh, Sukomi, ma worry to buy someone ma fi gbogbo era laptop yẹn fún ẹ. And then because I checked my mom's phone, I used it to play games, I saw her salary is like 70 something thousand then, and then the laptop was 80 something thousand, so it was even more expensive than her salary. So for me, it's not that my mom bought me a laptop, that's cool. It's the fact that my mother sacrificed her entire month's earnings, and it's like
Spoke a lot of volume.
it's not even speaking a lot of words. It's like something heals your child, it heals your inner soul, and then you feel like this person has my back.
Yeah.
And then it makes you feel like you can do anything in this world. Because the primary reason why I'm delusional in life is my parents. My parents, any stupid thing I see, my parents tell me that it is something I can manifest. I was telling my mom the other day that, oh, I think I want to be the president. She was like, to Basha to join Ogboni or the president. Like, when I tell my mom things, she doesn't see it as the rant of a child. And think of it, when I say, I'm saying it now as an adult, when I say these things as a child, an average adult will be like, oh, that's a child talking. Because even if as a teacher, I see children talking, and teachers will just be like, oh, when I say things like that, my mom will be like, do it. Like, and I'm like, okay. And then I actually do these things. But like bro, you need to be there. Even my dad too. So this kind of things makes you delusional and makes you feel like you can take over the universe. But yeah, we have to go because we came to uni to pick up Matthew's things, and the video is already 27 minutes long. Before I post it on YouTube, it will take ages. I'll probably try and post it on TikTok. Imagine posting a 27-minute video on TikTok.
We'll break it.
I'm trying, but that's the thing too, because my mother made me realize that I don't need to do what everyone else is doing. I can be an inventor and an innovator, that because people are posting content a certain way, I can post it. When I started Misfit, I was telling my mom that, oh, there's this guy. I told my mom about Post TV, memes and everything, but like his bunch was like, hey, was she fair now? And then I started doing my own Misfits, and then I was even like having more loyal fans, and like my people on Misfit, like nigga, my people on Misfits. I will tell you guys, see, when I was even right now, but right now I'm trying to be closer with God, and I'm not saying it to be as a pervert, but when I was in uni, when I come online, because I feel like that's one of the greatest things. Girls, I'll come online and then I'll be seeing like 100, 200 nudes from girls, and guys in my DM be like, oh, Misfits, she need anything. Like, it wasn't like I was a WhatsApp TV. It was like these guys were like, they're like my cult members. Like, the reason why they are not cult members was because we're not doing like voodoo and trying to kill people. We're just catching crews, and that's why they believe in me so much. And because of that belief in me, I will always do things to never let them down, because they are not even like my fans. They are my family members. They are my blood. They're like my soul ties. They're like my people. And when you're me, they're like my family. So like, what's the moral of the story? Moral of the story is, I don't know, man. Matthew, let's go. But yeah, financial goals is going back to the UK now. Every money I make, I'm stacking it up and I'm putting it in Misfits. But I'm also diversifying my earnings because I have a family. So I need to start taking care of my family, and I need to get married because my mother needs to have grandchild.
Yeah.
My dad always has a grandchild. My mom doesn't have a grandchild, and my sister is older than me and she's not married, so someone has to be the one to provide that grandchild. Oh my god, I'm over-ranting at this point. But don't get me wrong, I love my half-brother to death. That guy is my superhero. Next month he's sending me some money to start working on my application, and that's why I love. Dude, like, do you know the memories I have of my half-brother? Most people are like, half-brother, hey. The memories I have of my half-brother's apologies is when one time he came to our house when we were still living in trenches, and then he bought me this toy gun that I used to do. Like I even remember the shop he bought the toy gun from. Maybe if I go back to the trenches before I travel, I'll show you guys. I remember the shop, and they used to buy me all these small toys that were like action figure soldiers that just compare like this. Like the only memories I have of him is him always coming around and buying me toys, and he's always buying me toys. From my memories, he's always buying me toys. So, and now, one of the very first time like this, when I entered uni, because all the phones, my first phone was from I'm not bragging, but my first phone was when I was in SS1. It was an Android. That was not my first phone. My first phone was from my dad. He gave me one of his Nokia like that. But my first actual cool phone was my mom, Android. She bought it for me. But then my first phone when I was in uni was my half brother sending me money when he said that if I pass my jam, he's going to send me money for my phone, and he did. So like, I'm not trying to make this about my mom, because shout out to my mom. But like, my half brother is so cool. Matthew is also like, okay, let's go, because time is going. I have to go back to church. But yeah, I'm going to diversify my income and start trying to stack up for my family. But I'm also going to put everything back in Misfit, because Misfit is my life's work, and when I do Misfit, I literally get dopamine from it. Like, I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like this is my empire, this is my kingdom. And the fact that when students learn things from Misfit, their parents call me in the middle of the night to text me or to bless me, or they text me to bless me. I remember this dude that called me one time with his wife and his child, and he was like, Misfit, oh, you paid for your forex course, so, and then I made money to start a sporting bet shop, oh, and then from the money I was able to I was able to start a family, get married, and have children. And it's like I'm just a boy. Then I wasn't just a boy, because I was just in the UK when he sent. I just got into the UK, I think around 2022, 2023. Then he sent that video, and it's like I'm just Israel. And then like, what's like, I'm doing things that is like making people's life better. So it's like enriching.
It's fulfilling.
Yeah, it's fulfilling, but it also makes you like, oh, it's like some Travis Scott vibe. But it's fulfilling. Fulfilling is the word. But it's like, yes. Like, I gotta go now. We're gonna make another one, but like, I don't want to keep you waiting.
Thank you very much, bro.